Let me ask you something. If you needed brain surgery, would you want the surgeon to be properly qualified? Of course you would. If you were crossing a bridge, would you want the engineer who designed it to be properly accredited? Well, of course you would. If you were boarding a plane, would you want the pilot to have met a serious professional standard? Again, of course you would. So now let me ask you the more uncomfortable question. What qualifications and experience should be required to run a country? Think about the scale of that responsibility. Health, education, energy, water, welfare, security, infrastructure, national finance, international relations, crisis response. The decisions made at the top affect millions of lives. They shape whether societies are stable, whether public systems function, whether people can trust the future, and whether future generations inherit stability and resilience or dysfunction, debt, and disruption. So you would think that the people who rise to that level of power would need some kind of serious accredited preparation, some recognized qualification, some proven experience, some professional standard. But they don't. That's the absurdity. When it comes to one of the most complex and consequential responsibilities on earth, we have normalized a system in which people can rise to the highest political office without any accredited governance qualification, without any required governance experience, and without any serious professional bar for entry. How crazy is that? And somehow we treat that as normal. That should stop us in our tracks, because this is not a minor flaw in the system. It's a staggering contradiction at the heart of modern public life. We would never accept it in medicine. We'd never accept it in engineering. And we'd never accept it in aviation. But when it comes to running entire countries, we shrug and call it democracy. Now, of course, some people will say that political legitimacy comes from elections, not qualifications. And yes, of course, elections matter. But elections do not answer the deeper governance question. Because the constitutional right to seek power is not the same thing as having the competence to exercise it well. And if we continue to confuse those two things, we will continue to put immense responsibilities into the hands of people who may have neither the preparation nor the capability that the role truly demands. We are setting them up for failure by appointing them into positions of incompetence. That's not a serious standard for governing a country. It's a recipe for disaster, for repeated failure and instability. And once you see that, the next question I will deal with becomes unavoidable. If there is no serious qualification bar for entry into power, how can governing bodies tied to short-term electoral and shareholder demands possibly be trusted to govern the long-term needs of societies and the planet?